Yeah, yo, folks. Welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonko table. That is the voice of Grandmaster Hoop coming at you from down the road, down the witch's road. Because that's right, folks. We're here to discuss the two-part finale of Agatha All Along. That's right, folks. The hit Marvel Studios series comes to its epic conclusion tonight with two episodes. We watched them both back to back. I'm sure you did too, and we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss, was this finale worth the 9 episode wait? Were we satisfied with the end of the Witch's Road? Do we have an inkling of an idea where our characters may end up next? And with Marvel's big 2025 drop, what does this mean for the greater Marvel universe? We're here to discuss it all. With me, as always, his fellow Yonko, Dr. Jace Attorney. Dr. Jace Attorney, would you call Agatha All Along a great series?
As a whole, not
Yes.
not this finale.
As a whole.
I'll say it's a serviceable series. It's a serviceable series. Fun moments, but definitely nowhere near the greats for the standards that I have for Marvel. Still a fun finale. I like the finale. Does it reach WandaVision and or the greatest MCU show ever created, Moon Knight? I don't know. We'll probably talk about it some more, but it was good. I think it was a good MCU show. As to how much that gauges between the other series, I'm sure we're going to deep dive into it and probably disagree on a slew of things, but that's why we're here. We love playing the game, the song and dance, the cat and mouse.
Fair enough. Well said. Well said. Dr. Mondo, Supernova Dr. Mondo's in the house, folks. Dr. Mondo, I pose you the same question. Someone coming from someone with a Marvel bias to a Marvel harshness person. How do you feel by the end of this road? Do you feel satisfied with all Agatha has given you?
I think if I'm seeing the series as a whole, it's a pretty good series. Overall, it's a pretty good series. I agree, like it's not better for me than WandaVision and Moon Knight. I like those more, and I do like Loki more, but this is a very good series. I enjoyed it, especially the last 4 episodes of Agatha. I enjoyed them. The last 4. And this finale, I really liked it. Same with last week's episode. I really liked it.
Well said. Wow, I can't believe y'all like the finale.
Let me
I'm genuinely caught off guard. I'm genuinely caught off guard. So, wow. Last chance, you want to take it back.
It's funny how we actually like quality and we're objective with when we like something. We're like, wow, they actually tried in this episode.
When something's good, I'll tell it. I'll say it.
Instead of blindly saying, Marvel, everything good, Marvel. We when they do something right, we're like, okay. Now, mind you, the finale, I have some takeaways from it that I think were a little ass, but there were still fun moments, some great moments in the finale. We'll get into it, but you shouldn't be shocked. You shouldn't be shocked. Looking at a series of like, if we like it, it's gonna be good. If we don't like it, that means it's not good. It's not a good one. It's not a good show. But
okay. I just know, and our viewers and our fans know this. Y'all are quite harsh here. I think it's been quite some time. Well, I guess Wolverine and Deadpool, y'all enjoyed that one.
And
when it's good, we're gonna sing its praises. When it's ass,
fine.
And last week's episode, like I was saying, like of last week's episode, I really enjoyed it, and I think I was very kind of clear on that I really enjoyed last week's
I
episode.
recall this as well. Why are you gaslighting Dr. Mondo?
Listen, I guess again, my whole thing, I am, taken aback that this finale was, good enough to warrant this series' existence. I was ready for y'all to be like, it doesn't deserve anything after.
No,
This is the acolyte.
This
of-
I knew you were gonna
No,
bring it
no,
up.
no,
I
no,
knew
no,
you were
no,
gonna
no.
bring it up. I let you do it yourself. I let you do it
Yeah.
yourself.
Don't insult Agatha with that piece of trash that is
Nowhere near what Acolyte was.
Agatha is actually a good series. The Acolyte is just a dumpster fire that tried to make, as we said, tried to put cliffhangers to justify its existence. And you know what they said? They said, nah, man, you had an entire series to give us quality, and then you just drop some cliffhangers and for me to justify its existence? Nah, fam. Go away. So don't bring the Acolyte into this conversation.
How dare you?
I
You brought it.
How dare you,
I won't
bro?
anymore.
How dare you?
will
We're
keep
talking about
this-
we're talking about a good piece of media here.
I
So-
will keep this laser focused to Agatha. No more bouncing off into other critiques of shows we have covered this past year. All right. We have a full kind of spread here. We got to eat. Okay. We got to eat and leave no crumbs behind. So, folks who are watching our live, please in the chat, make sure we cover every little crumb here. Make sure we don't leave anything out. Okay. We're going to break this down, starting with the first episode of the finale, the penultimate episode. And let's talk about kind of, let's talk pre-trial stuff, all right? Pre-trial, we get kind of, Rio takes the spotlight here. If anything, Rio really kind of was a big key player here in the penultimate episode. We knew she was death. Now we kind of have an understanding of what she wants, which I really vibe with kind of her little complex, what is the word here? She wants Billy. She wants Billy. Billy is an anomaly and it doesn't work. Billy should not be here. And she's like, I can't do my job.
Billy's
I
not
can't
part of
do
the
it.
canon. Billy's not part of the canon.
Is
What
Billy
is she,
Miles
2090?
Morales?
Billy's Miles and Rio is 2099. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Miguel. He is. She is.
Okay. Interesting take. Well, yeah, kind of, except she can't be gung-ho like Miguel and be like, "Ugh, you were never supposed to be Spider-Man." She's very subtle in her approach.
She didn't have a
to-
theme, unfortunately. Like Miguel did.
She has a theme. just
Not as catchy. Not as
not
catchy.
as sure. But I like that was kind of the driving force here, because if anything, this show revealed that some of these characters knew what was going on from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Does that take away from your enjoyment of the show?
When you say some of the characters knew,
Rio knew Billy was Billy the whole time.
oh,
No,
okay.
like- Well, yeah, like that's why. Well, granted,
mean-
a part like Rio says to Agatha, "He's not your kid," something like that. But like, but
Yeah.
you do notice at some points in the series that Rio knows more than what she's letting on. You
Yeah.
you just don't know what is that she knows.
Yeah,
Throughout the
if
entire
we're
season. But she gives you like hints. It's like, yeah, like it's like I know what's going on here, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. It's like that kind of
if we're limiting it to just Rio, I don't find a problem with it. She
No.
hinted at that, like even at the campfire thing in like episode 3 or 4, whichever one it was, that what Dr. Mondo was saying, like she knows more than what she's letting on, and she's the one that even said it. He's not your son. So I don't mind Rio. I do have problems with Rio later on in
in this episode.
in we're on 8, right? We're on 8.
We're on 8.
Yes,
We're on 8.
yes. I have problems with not with Rio specifically, but I guess a scene that happens and I'm like, you could have done more with this. Either give me
Well,
something
I think
or
I
don't
know
give
what
me
you're talking
anything.
about. I don't know. I thought you enjoyed that one. We'll get there. We'll get
Oh,
there.
oh. Well, I enjoyed
Yeah,
one scene.
yeah. The gayest Marvel show. It's okay. Um, so that's Rio's driving factor. Billy has to offer himself up for her to complete this craziness. It's either him or Agatha. She's got to have one or the other, which then that drives Agatha's motivation into this final trial. And for this final trial, I have come up with some, because we go back and forth about these trials. Okay, let's do a checkbox. Okay, this final trial one. Okay, let's break it down like this: challenging. This was more of an interpersonal challenge here. Probably, the most interpersonal of them all. Do we like the challenge itself? They had to come to this I don't know, this self reclamation of what they actually wanted, and I guess the lengths they would go, or I guess what they really wanted was surface level, and then there was like a deeper kind of true want in their hearts. That's the challenge itself. And I know we've been going down the line with regards to whether or not they were challenged. I'm gonna let Dr. Mondo open it up first, because Dr. Mondo seems to be the biggest critic of the trials themselves. How did you feel about the
He's the biggest
actual
one.
challenge?
I
Yes,
thi-
yes.
So
I made this for Dr. Mondo. I made
I
this
think the trial
checklist.
was good because
Okay.
like I think I could definitely feel the tension in the trial. Like the stakes, they're here in this empty room with literally no escape. There's a timer going out. It's like it's kind of like a morgue. It's like, well, like what's the timer for? Are you just gonna die here? And again, I think it just like goes into the individual wishes or goals of the characters, being like Jen, which, by the way, I do have like Jen overall was maybe of the characters the most disappointing of the characters in the show for me personally. Jen, like, she gets her powers back, which is their goal. She went down the road to get back her powers, and that it's like Agatha was the one that bound her and so forth. But like that again, I think it was more metaphorical in that you bound yourself. It's like kind of like truth was staring you in the face. You are the one that actually has the power to unbind yourself, to actually get your powers. They never left in the first place. And I think that was fine. I liked that. And I liked how Agatha was just like taking Billy for him to find Tommy again. Like, well, you gotta do the same thing you did, right? You gotta find someone that's gonna die, someone that's an empty shell for Tommy to take over. Um, and then at the end, it's like Agatha use it. Agatha's, I do admit I didn't understand it that much. Maybe you two understood it better than I did, but yeah,
I think I know what parts you're talking about, and the answer is no, I do not understand.
it's
Well, he's
like
talking about the planting of.
planting, and
Oh,
I don't
Yeah.
know.
okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's just like that. Agatha pretty much is almost like a minister, like of death like in the witch world. I'm gonna say like in this series, and here she actually makes life. I don't know, which is like the polar opposite of it all. I didn't understand that well the significance of it, and I'm very much open to someone saying like, "Hey, I'm dead wrong," or telling me like, "This is what it means." But overall, I liked the trial. I think nothing beats last week's trial, but it was a good trial.
I liked last week's trial the most, compared to all
Yeah,
of
like
them.
last week's trial is the best.
Which it sounds like, Dr. Jace, you're about to do my other checkbox. Was this trial engaging into what Dr. Mondo just described? I think probably Billy's aspect was the most engaging, to
Yeah.
where
I would
You're
say
not scratching your head, kind of.
yeah, Billy. I felt like it was maybe a trial more centered towards Billy because it had the most moving pieces with like, you know, what he actually wanted and what Agatha was trying to bring him closure to. So like, are you gonna kill that kid, Billy? Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna possess his soul? So I felt like it was more focused on him, and then Agatha and Jen was like more of like an afterthought. So I liked how the past trial was just specifically centered on Lilia only, and the entirety of that trial kind of, I don't know, it was more engaging because of it. Versus here, where it's like, okay, there's not a lot of moving pieces outside of what Billy wants, but the thing with Jen, that's cool. She's not bound anymore, I guess. And then the thing with Agatha, the plant and the cracks. I'm sure some film critic or some TV critic will analyze that scene and you know tell me the metaphysical nature of what that meant in the grand scheme of childbirth and child rearing. I wasn't there for it, so I don't know.
Yeah, but definitely like Jen's aspect. I think like Jen, I'm just gonna like go in. Like honestly, I loved the finale. I really did. But Jen as a character throughout this entire show.
Honestly, now that you say that,
I'm just like, and you know, like because we talked about this last week. We said like Jen has a part to play, right? You know, like the doctor.
Someone
just
said.
Wrong.
Someone said.
We were wrong.
I'm not trying to say like
an individual was wrong.
Oh no, I just mean like ultimately Jen played her part in the first trial, and that was it.
And it was and again, it's not the worst trial, but it's actually a pretty weak trial. Jen as a character overall, I'm just like,
I'm jumping to the end a little bit, but when she flew away from the scene, I kind of laughed a little bit. Well, A, how she looked, like just flying away. But the scene that played in my mind was that scene from Shark Boy and Lava Girl, where that CGI creature is floating away in the air, and he's like, "I'm free."
Nope, you're the only one who watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
You watched it too. Shut up.
I have no
idea.
I saw it years ago. I barely remember that movie.
I couldn't tell you what you're talking about.
It's a scene. Send this kid to the principal's office immediately.
Okay, that's not the scene you're talking about.
I know, but I'm proving that you've seen the damn movie. She looked funny flying away. She looked
fine flying away. She flew away just like Wanda did at the end of WandaVision. Literally,
I'm free.
Which, if anything, was a callback more to that.
I think it was a callback to Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but sure.
Stop. I would say, I mean, we're on the topic of Jen. I do feel let down a little bit that there wasn't really more there, but hey, she's alive. I doubt we'll see her again anytime soon.
It's like, what do you give her? Because like she's not really like
she got her powers.
She got her powers, but it's like what
a really interesting character.
What do
she's
you?
Not.
Yeah, like what do you see her again in? Because it's not like it's not like it's Billy like flying off, right? Or it's not like it's like Rio or Agatha.
Her showing up again will be equivalent to Jimmy Woo showing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, like Jimmy Woo or
Darcy in WandaVision. That level of tier character interaction, swapping. Not that she's anything close to Wong, but Wong showing up in She-Hulk. I can imagine Jen showing up in a She-Hulk sequel. You know, something like that. Something very small scale, nothing crazy. But she's alive.
Like, hey, it's me. If Spider-Man goes into like some random like a candle shop, and he sees her, he's like, oh, I know that reference. You're gonna scream in the theater because you're gonna be like, oh,
I mean, it'd be cool.
Agatha.
It'd be cool. I like when they utilize their characters again. If Kamala. I'm sorry, not Kamala. Kamala.
Problematic. You're problematic.
There are two different pronunciations. Thank you. If Kamala Khan's dad can show up in Daredevil,
That's funny.
anything's possible, which I'm really anxious to see why he's there. But yeah, I still scratch my head at the whole. I mean, the Billy stuff with Tommy was shot perfectly. I
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, that was the
artistic
best part of the
vision.
trial.
Yeah, they put their foot in it for these shots here. I was like, wow, this quick back and forth cut
When you say
between
the
this
shots,
boy
like
drowning.
what are you
The
talking
the
about?
camera work, the shots,
In what scene? What scene we're talking about?
this scene where he's calling to Billy's soul to possess this
Oh.
boy drowning.
Oh,
Like
Tommy, you mean Tommy?
Tommy, yes. I thought this was the cinematography was good.
It was.
The going around Billy's head and then the back and forth between this boy. I was like, it was kind of gripping. I was like, oh, I guess you are killing this guy if you are putting Tommy, but it was more like he's gonna die anyways.
And I think it's something very like Billy's character is one of the characters that I think like grows throughout the series in the sense that like Billy, when you see him at the beginning of the series, granted you don't know he's Billy, but he's very naive. He's very innocent. He's very I think it's like idealistic to a certain degree. Always trying to see the best and all that. And I think it's like as we see the series progress, he starts to a certain degree almost like becoming more of a Maximoff, right? Becoming a little bit more like Wanda, like and really stepping into that little dark side of the of the magic and not being afraid of taking these horrible, like these hard decisions that with consequences. And I think this is like the last decision where it's like you want your brother back. How far are you willing to go?
Do you want him back? Yes or no?
Want him back?
Right.
Yes or no? Are you willing? It's like, and so it like we don't know if he killed the kid or if the kid died and Tommy came in. We don't. They're very nebulous, and even Agatha, like this is like jumping a little bit, is a little bit nebulous in that, right? It's like she kind of says, it's like, well, you didn't like.
I was gonna kill them anyways.
I was gonna kill him anyway.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. She's very nebulous. It's like trying to like, so you don't know if he actually killed that kid or not, but it's that decision of like, how far are you willing to go to get your brother back? And I think that's something that we see throughout the series, and they did a really good job, I think. And Joe Locke for me is one of the standouts of this series.
Yes,
In
I give
terms of
Joe
acting.
Locke his props.
Like Joe Locke is honestly one of the characters that I was like a little bit more engaged with, because I think I said it beforehand, like in the show, there's some of the characters that I'm just like not, one of them being Jen and the other one being Alice.
I would say Billy, and we'll get to the rest of the finale, but Billy's an anchor of the show.
Oh, definitely. No, for sure. But yeah. Alice and Jen were some characters that I really didn't resonate at all with, that I just wasn't interested. Lilia was interesting, and we saw how interesting she was last episode. And Agatha, Rio, and Billiam, those are honestly the interesting characters of the show. And Joe Locke did a phenomenal job. I'm gonna give him props.
I'm with you. I think he deserves the flowers here. Yeah, I think this scene alone, but I mean, there's more to come with him. So let's jump into the big, I want to call it the beam in the sky moment. This was your finale based fight.
Yeah.
With Rio, who has gone full witch mode, cackling, sitting on a rooftop. And ultimately, Agatha does not get her powers back. The only way she gets her powers back is if Billy shares the powers.
So I just want to ask one little thing there, and maybe I'm thinking too much here.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Billy's costume come from?
Bill, it's the Marvel finale.
Again, it's like I think that kind of threw me off. I was like, again, like the costume.
Well,
is that not what Billy had as a Halloween costume in WandaVision?
Billy's Halloween costume is based on the classic Wiccan costume. This costume he wore here is an updated MCU flair.
No.
But if anything, I mean,
that's not. So I think like that's not my.
no, I got you. Listen, is Billy not pretty powerful with regards to reality?
That is true.
Yeah, I have to just attribute it to that.
So he just decided after completing the Witch's Road, I'm gonna suit up.
Yep.
Great.
Time to suit
fantastic.
up. Yeah, I think you gotta leave it to that.
See,
I don't think it needs really an explanation.
I think it does.
I don't think so. I think out of all the things,
this is where we start going on opposite forks in the road.
You need to let these things go. I don't think you need an explanation for someone who can bend reality. I think
I would like to have seen exactly why he put on this stupid outfit, because why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? Why?
Because he knew it was time to suit up. He knew it was time to suit up.
He doesn't see himself as a hero. He doesn't even idolize heroes. He idolizes witches.
He's not dressed as a hero. He's dressed as a Wiccan.
With a cape? With a cape?
That's not a cape. It's a hood. He put on the hood.
And it has a cape in the back.
No, it's not a cape though. It's not a superhero cape. It's a witch's cape.
No.
You need to stop.
See,
you
glazing Marvel.
He can bend reality. You need to leave it. You need to let it go.
I don't question that he can't put on the suit. I'm just questioning why.
Why did when he shared his powers, did Agatha get her little?
Because I always assumed that was her at full power.
Because it's a finale.
That's her full power.
The protagonist in their MCU suits.
It's a finale.
Put them in their MCU suits.
We gotta have the beam in the sky and have a lackluster, 1v1 with our two main entities, our protagonist and our antagonist.
All right, I'm gonna say this.
Have it.
I don't think we needed this 1v1. This 1v1 was pretty weak.
Let's call it what it is. Ass.
I didn't say ass. I said it was weak. Emotionally, I'm here with it.
Look, I think I'm gonna be like, I wouldn't say it's straight ass, but I wouldn't say it's just weak. I'm gonna go like in the in between here. It's a pretty bad fight, because honestly, the episode was going great.
Correct. I was gonna say
the episode was going great, and even like the interaction pre-fight. That interaction that Agatha has with Rio, that you get, it's kind of even like the interaction before the trial that Agatha has with Rio. It's like, you took everything from me. It's like, oh, I gave you special treatment. What kind of fucking special treatment are you talking about?
She gave her time.
It's like she gave her time, which we later see. But the episode was going great, actually. And that fight was just like, I know why they did it. It's like this. I don't. No. I know why they did it. It's like the typical. This is Marvel formula here. This was very formulaic, and they just inserted it here. But it was like, oh, we can't have a show about Agatha without her like going to full power at least once, even for a second. And like, what are Wiccan and Agatha going to do against Death? And the only thing they do is that they just blast her once. Death, Rio, just like
they turn into this series Jedi, because literally what they did was force pull and force push and force throw. That was the fight. Mind you,
it was a very weak fight.
Rio,
really weak fight, unnecessary.
It was a very weak fight. Mind you, Rio, however, opened the fight in a very interesting way, with death by 1,000 cuts. And
that was really interesting.
I'm like, okay, we're having a little fun here. It's the concept of death, and Agatha is at full power. Let me see some type of fun interaction besides, because
I found that so interesting. The death of 1,000 cuts, because and you could have played so much, because he said death of 1,000 cuts. How about death by drowning? And you just see like water coming out, something like that, or like death by hanging, and you just see like almost like a rope, an invisible thread, like wrap itself around, all the almost like 1,000 ways to die in magic form.
All her abilities centered
That
around
would
the
have been
concept
so
of
freaking
death.
cool.
And I
I
thought they
think
were going in
It's a
that
missed opportunity.
direction. I thought they were going in that direction by opening up with death by 1,000 cuts. And my thing, the reason why I'm making this such a big deal is because I didn't need a fight scene. We didn't need a fight scene.
I was going
agree.
to say I
And-
don't think.
Agreed.
Yeah, I
And-
don't think that was needed.
And because they decided to give me a fight scene, now I'm like, oh, so this is gonna be a fight scene then. Okay, if you're giving me something that I don't need, you need to up the ante. Cause what difference is this than Iron Man shooting his tri-beam from his chest? The only difference is the color. Force push.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use the words of Grandmaster Hoop. They started daring with the death of 1,000 cuts, but after that, they backed out.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think you could tell there was a push to have a scene here, a climactic final battle, and ultimately they gave a little bit, but didn't lean all the way in to be as daring as they could. There was one aspect I did like, which I think, lifts Agatha's character a bit with regards to. I don't know if you noticed, she tried doing the things that Alice, Jen, and Lilia taught her. She used Lilia's thing about when she calls you a coward, hit the deck.
Yeah.
That was Lilia's warning. She tried using Jen's healing spell on the cuts, and then she tried to do a protective circle. So I thought I was like, oh, look at Agatha, callbacks to her coven. She's the covenless witch, and she really did have a coven here kind of for the first time, which I like that. But even with that said, that was a nice sprinkle on a not so great soft serve ice cream. So
that was a better power of one, power of many moment. Even
yeah. I appreciate that, and I see what they were doing with there. But yeah, ultimately, I think
the
the
fight
scene
was
was
unnecessary.
yeah, it just felt weird. But ultimately, this concludes with you thought she was ready to offer up Billy, and Billy starts reading her mind. Agatha, this is not what you want. You didn't do that to your son. Ultimately she makes the ultimate sacrifice. She makes a gamble, and we get the kiss of death, baby.
Was
Death's
that what
kiss.
that was?
Yes.
Wow.
What else would
Because
it be?
also
the kiss of death.
remember that Agatha, like when she faces, and they make a little flashback on this. Agatha, when she faces up against Rio the first time, Rio like says, it's like, oh, you're just gonna take my power. And it's like, no, because that would kill me. And here, Agatha takes Rio's power.
Did she
And
take her power?
Wait,
I
is
thought
that
she
what
just
happened?
died.
well, like quote, like I think it's like quote unquote like takes her power.
Oh,
Like, but
not she's getting possession of it. She's
it's not.
like,
It's like she takes her power, but the power just like kills her because that's she can't contain that power.
Ah, I see.
I at least that's how I interpreted it. Right? I may be
Sure.
wrong. I'm open for somebody else to tell me.
I mean, I could see it like that. I just saw it as she kissed death, and death is death. So Rio killed
yeah,
her.
but but they were lovers at one point. So it's like
Which
I think
Just still an interest. Well, yeah. As far as the future of the series, they gave us breadcrumbs for that. Still, we really don't even know how that relationship looked. But
yeah,
I think to what you're saying, she accepted death and accepted death's powers, and ultimately you can't escape death. You only have time at the end of the day.
yeah. It's
But
like I can give you. It's kind of like I can give you a head start. I can give you a handicap. That's fine. I will catch up.
uh,
I will catch you up to you at the end.
yes, I'll give them kudos for being the gayest Marvel show. That kiss was pretty gay. Um, I'm I'm okay with it. I wish the naysayers.
I have no problem. Again, I have no problem
You
with this.
can't play this show in China.
Yeah.
Wait, is it actually banned in China?
It most likely probably is.
Oh wow, that's.
Yep.
I wonder if they only. Well, I wonder if they banned the. No, yeah. It's probably banned. It's probably banned.
Well, it would
Yeah.
have been very funny if they just didn't say anything regarding this, and
They
just
have to.
like,
Oh, they have to. Yeah, they have to give them the whole series and say, here
would-
it is.
that would have been so funny to see the
But
outrage.
it's a cosmic entity. It's not the same. Death is genderless.
Death is
to an
genderless.
extent. I would
Death is
imagine.
genderless. Yeah. Death can take many forms, right?
Right.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know.
They gotta relax. But Aubrey Plaza said she only joined this show because she thought it was gonna be the gayest Marvel show.
That's,
I think she got it.
I
think
guess.
she got.
She got it.
She did. Where's the lie? Did she lie?
she did not lie.
She did not lie.
Sure.
Death leaves, and then we got our first big major reveal here, which I think, and now we can start dipping into 9. For me, this works really well because I think it plays against kind of the audience's expectations of the show. And I think ultimately they really did give us the answers, which I need to go back and watch the Billy episode and see that shot of his bedroom to see if it really kind of lines up with which I feel it does, but they had the big reveal.
That was I do have to say that it was good. I'm gonna say it's like it had these it had a little bit of Fight Club vibe in the sense it's like, everything was fake, man. It's like
no, not Fight Club. It's what's that movie? Have you seen The Usual Suspects?
damn long time ago.
Let me paint you the picture of The Usual Suspects real quick. In The Usual Suspects, there are a bunch of detectives trying to find, and they're interrogating these criminals, right? And Kevin Spacey, he spills the whole beans to the detective, right? And he gives them this 2.5-hour story, which is the movie, right? Then the detective realizes every key detail that Kevin Spacey gave him was something in the detective's office.
That's funny. Okay.
Yes. So this was a Kaiser Stroze of Marvel. And cross out Agatha's name because you know why?
This was Billy all along.
It was Billy all along. It was Billy all along. And I feel that makes sense. He's Billy.
Yeah, and I think it's like, again, and it's the play of, because Wanda did something similar. And
yes, exactly.
Exactly. It's a play on WandaVision. You have that little influence there, but you made it its own thing because it's like, because Wanda, you kind of, in WandaVision, you kind of know it's fake, right? You're like you suspect it. In this one, you don't suspect it at all.
Okay, it's like this. Dr. Jace, in the very beginning, when we did the first episode, he said, I don't know how much I could take of this WandaVision stuff. I hope this was just a one and done and that it's not like WandaVision.
From the WandaVision stuff, as in like the NCIS.
Yeah, the TV stuff.
Yes.
The TV stuff, right. But ultimately,
it ends up being WandaVision 2.0.
It ends up being WandaVision. There's this whole theories going around that, Teen is Billy. And then, ultimately, he's Billy. And then he's just as powerful as Wanda, if not more. Because he did it because Wanda relatively did her stuff intentionally, right? More or less intentionally. She was grieving, Hex goes up, and then her mind goes ahead and starts picking apart the characters.
And even when she realizes it, she still keeps it. She's like, no.
She keeps it, right. Yeah. She doesn't stop, right. She becomes fully aware, and she doesn't stop. While Billy here lets his mind run wild.
Right.
Did you like this? Did you like this? I think
like the
this
twist,
works.
the
So
twist.
Yeah, the
honestly,
twist.
that twist, I really liked it
The twist was good.
because I think it does such a great job in that it threw us all for a freaking loop. Like it throws the characters for a loop, and it throws you, the audience, for a loop. And it fits. That's the thing. And because like I think the art of making a good plot twist is that the plot twist has to be unexpected but also make sense. It's like
Yes.
it can't be out of something you throw out of like make out of thin air, because it's like, oh, I didn't expect this because it makes no sense. No. This makes sense. This makes total sense.
And I feel this plot twist works so well because we have one more plot twist that I think just hammers this one so far home. Oh, okay. Let's talk about Agatha's past here.
Yep.
With Nikki.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I liked.
Oh no, this is when I texted the chat and said they're eating. This is when
funny
I
enough,
said they were eating.
When you had sent that, that was when they made the reveal, the plot twist reveal about it was all Billy that was doing it. And so when you sent that to the group chat, I thought, oh, he's talking about the Billy thing.
No, that I was not talking about the Billy thing.
Then when this flashback started, pockets of good. I wanted it to be over.
Okay. You wanted the flashback to be over. I'm just talking about the twist.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, the twist with...
Yeah, that the witches wrote.
Oh, I wait a minute. I thought you went to another plot twist. This is
No,
still
I'm saying
twist.
the Billy plot twist works so well
because it's further substantiated by this plot twist. That's like
yes.
the witch's road was never real. And when Agatha was saying the witch's road doesn't exist, she was actually telling the truth.
So where
right.
So the plot twist that you're talking about that worked was the concept of the witch's road, right? Is that
the witch's road? Is a song by Nicholas Scratch, as him and his mother walked throughout the the forest.
Okay. Yes, that was good. Yes, that was good.
That was great. That was the moment that one witch, after Nikki passed away.
Yeah.
When that one witch, well, actually, God, these death scenes I also really like Rio, like, kiss her goodbye. I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
But when that one witch came up to her, he's like, I heard you could take us to the witch's road. I was like, oh my God, it's about to click. It's about to click. That there is no fucking witch's road.
Yeah.
And that's why Agatha is the only one who comes back from the witch's road. Because she kills them all.
Correct. That was cool.
That is why. And so,
which is kind of hold on.
It's a great plot twist.
It is kind of dumb. It is a good plot twist. It is kind of dumb though that for this to work, Agatha, every single time she lured witches out into the middle of the wilderness, she has to bait them and make sure how many is it? Is it like the Super Saiyan God thing? Like how many of them are there?
5 or 4.
5 or 4. She has to make sure, okay, I need to make sure all 5 of them attack me at the same time in this exact moment. I need them to be so enraged that they're like, Agatha, it's fake. How dare you? And I'm like, how many times is that going to happen the same exact way every single time she attempts it? The twist.
God, why do you got to be a stickler? Why do you got to be a stickler?
Because it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. The twist. Okay. The twist itself is great, but the sense of it, where Agatha is relying on every single one of these witches to act the same exact way. How many witches has she killed? Probably like hundreds at this point. Centuries worth. And they're all doing the same exact thing when she pisses all of them off.
Because it's a ritual. Like you can bend it as a ritual. It's as simple as that. It's like
No,
the only thing.
but they're attacking her because she baits them. She baits all, so she lures all them here to say the witch's road. Yeah, let's do it. The witch's road doesn't come out, and then she tells all the witches every single time in each scenario, you guys are bums. You suck. You suck. And they are like, Kame. They all do it. They all do it. I'm like, you're telling me every single time all these witches did that? What if one of them had a gun? What if one of them had a gun?
They don't use
Fuck
guns.
you, Agatha. Fuck you.
They don't use guns.
Dumb. That's the one element that was dumb, but the twist itself was interesting. But it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
Oh
That's all I have
God,
to
I
say.
think you can let that go. I need you to let that piece go.
Suspend your
Honestly,
disbelief. It's a comic
I
book.
really just didn't like. I didn't think of that. I liked the twist.
I love the twist because then you just see how she repeats and repeats and repeats, and then it is in the moment with the the current coven that when the door appears, she's like, "What the actual fuck?"
She's like, oh yeah, like Agatha is very surprised about this because he's like, this is not supposed to happen, but you know what? I'm gonna go for it.
And I think it works because she knew, she looked right at Teen in that moment, and I think even then she put it together, or maybe she had the theory of who he was, and then it was further, confirmed with when she said, "Yo, you're just like your mother." I forget what kind of made her think that, but it was in that moment that it was like all but confirmation.
I like scenes that do this thing, and I'm sure there's a technique to it, or maybe there's a phrase for it, but I like scenes where they take like this, right? Where Agatha in the episode 2, they're doing the witch's road thing, and when the road actually appears, the look of shock that she has on her face, you attribute that to, oh, look, it worked. Great. Like, she was just shocked in general, versus as the series reaches its conclusion, you now look back on it and say, no, she wasn't shocked that, they were able to open it. She was shocked that anything even happened.
It appeared in the first place.
Right. And she's shocked. And when she's looking at Teen, then that shock is doubling down, saying, holy shit, this kid did it. That's the one that did it. So I like scenes that kind of make you recontextualize the order of the episodes that you saw them in, and you realize, oh wait, like if I go back and watch episode 2 now, I can now see the shock on Agatha's face and be like, oh wow, she is shocked.
It's like
at
an
Teen right
onion.
now. It's layered. There are things that are good. There are things that are good, but if there are things that are bad, I'm still gonna call it bad.
I don't know, man. This is the rug pull that I was talking about. This rug pull was very satisfying, as in, I don't think anyone's ever. I haven't seen anyone predict. At least I haven't been paying attention like that. I did not see this coming, and I thought this was so well done. I gotta give them mad props for this. Again, I attribute it maybe to backwards planning here, where they worked backwards. Or I don't know how you write this show. I honestly don't know how you write it, because Lilia's episode was very complex. And yeah, man, I don't know. Now, this is a type of show where the reveal is so crazy that you now want to go back and rewatch, like Dr. Jace is saying, not just episode 2, though. You want to go back and rewatch it all with a different mindset. It'd probably be fun to watch it with someone too who hasn't watched any of it, because you will have this deeper kind of look at it.
I think shows that do that and are able to pull it off to where you can rewatch it with a new perspective, I'll give it praise. If it works, it works, and here it worked. I feel like I could go back and rewatch it and not necessarily see a new show, but appreciate something a little bit differently now that I know this is all Billy's like imagination. Like this is all him. He's doing this. He's making all this stuff. So kudos to the twist in Agatha.
Yeah. I can't think of many Marvel based plot twists. I'm gonna probably put this at number one as far as plot twists of the MCU goes. I can't think of one that really kind of stands with this.
Um
Civil War with the Tony Stark and Winter Soldier killing his parents. That's great.
oh,
I really don't.
we're going in the full catalog, like
I mean, that's the only other one I can really think of in this moment, kind of where where I'm just like, wow, that twist makes me recontextualize, the events of actually the whole
I feel
that
like
twist makes me sympathize with Tony Stark and his plight. Uh,
it's kind of.
so
Oh no, go ahead. What?
oh no, I'm just saying it's a that like you said, it's a twist where if you go back and watch something, you have a new found perspective.
Right. I think it works when it's kind of like genred into like a mystery type of show, because like you could say Agatha's kind of like a mystery thriller to an
Yeah, no,
extent.
definitely it's a mystery. Yeah.
So I feel like in looking back on Marvel's catalog, it's really hard to compare twists like this, because this is the only one that's really trying to make you question every episode that you're watching, versus that twist that you mentioned in uh was it Civil War, yeah, with Tony's parents, or even in Moon Knight, still the superior MCU show, but in Moon Knight the twist in that was what was the third personality, Jacob, or
I don't ask me. I forget his name.
I know it started
But
with a J.
there's a third one. Yeah.
But we were theorizing every week, wondering if there was a third personality and if it ever was going to show up, because there were gaps in
both of theirs.
in both of their memories, right? So
Jake Lockley,
that's what it was. And then at the end, in the finale, you get the reveal of Jake Lockley. He's the third personality. So with Agatha, I feel like it's almost unfair, but at the same time, it's really the only show that was trying to do what it did. In terms of like building up this question mark throughout the entire season. So yeah, number one. But it's really in a league of its own, because it was really trying to do that the entire time.
So you're saying where's our next Marvel mystery?
Sure, yeah. Give me another Marvel mystery.
Which makes sense too, because WandaVision,
that was a mystery too.
Yeah,
to an
it
extent.
had mystery elements, which again, serving as a pseudo sequel to WandaVision here. I think it makes sense that they both, I guess they like mysteries. Or mystery stories are really fun to write.
Right.
And I think they did a great job here.
And mystery stories, I think there's so much you can do with them, because I think like the audience does like when you throw them for a loop. And because there's like good loops and there's bad loops, right? Like if you're making this a mystery and you're kind of letting them know like there's a lot of unanswered questions here. There are a lot of question marks. There's conundrums and all these kinds of stuff for you to try to answer on your own. And then we'll answer it for you in a way you never thought that it could be answered. I think that makes a really good series. And
yeah,
in that sense, Agatha did a very good job. Because Agatha, and I think I said this in the first day, like the first pod, right, the first 2 episodes, that Marvel mystery. I'm like, like if they run along with this Marvel mystery thing, they're gonna have a good show. And I think one of the things that I think turned me off of like some of the episodes, like episode 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, mostly episode 3 and 4. Was that for me, it lost a little bit of that element of mystery. It lost it. And that element of mystery and the answers to these unanswered questions, I think I started seeing again in these last couple of episodes. And I think that's why I really started getting interested again in the series. And, I think the proof is in the pudding here. This was a great finale in this sense. That rug pull, it was like, whoa, okay, well played, well played.
And see, I think this is kind of my take on mystery genres, I guess, because what you said about episode 3 and 4 not really playing to the mystery, I think that's intentional. Like we toss around the word red herring a lot when we were talking about this show, which Mephisto.
Why did you mention it? I don't know why they mentioned it. I didn't need it.
Yeah,
I didn't need it.
I think that was a John Krasinski, but they
Uh,
didn't actually give you Mephisto.
Oh,
But yeah,
by John,
I
you mean like Mr. Fantastic and
When I say John Krasinski, they did that for the fans. They, the fans were fan casting him
oh yeah,
as Mr.
okay.
Fantastic. So this was a half John Krasinski where they name drop him
Okay.
again. Well, they actually name drop him versus he was never name dropped in WandaVision. But here he was actually name dropped. So it's a John, it's not a whole John Krasinski.
It's literally a word.
But I feel in the writing of a series long mystery, you got to have episodes that make you kind of forget kind of what's going on. Because I'm sure in episode 3 and 4, there are subtle clues and subtle hints. But as to what you're saying, they're not the focus. The mystery is not the focus in those episodes to where you will miss little details because you're busy worried about this trash CGI demon,
No, I think I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. It's kind of like let me calm things down to make you forget I got a couple of things, and then so I can surprise you more later.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can understand that, but I think it's like in those episodes, I think they could have added a little bit more to the element of mystery while still giving you this sense of calm, right? Because I think like with mysteries, a good thing that you can do is always ask questions. That's all you need to do.
I'm gonna say this. I think
Ask questions.
I think we need to go back and rewatch the series with
No,
this
no, 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 no,
perspective.
no, 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 no.
Like, but like,
I will. I will.
I know you will. You do it with anything.
I think 3 and 4 there might be more there
I doubt
that
it.
we missed. I'm gonna go back and watch.
Let me know.
I will. Sure. Now ultimately, I think you could have wrapped this up in all one episode potentially, but it's fine. I know Dr. Jace was getting tired of the 1750s, and
I was.
I will say it ran its course a little long.
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario where they have to show this scene, and at the same time they don't want to rush it because they want to emphasize how much Agatha cares about her son. They just don't want to have her be like, oh yeah, she had a kid, and then that's it. Like, she
exactly.
They have to show the caring
She was
nature.
a mother.
She was a mother. She actually cared about this little gremlin.
She didn't give him up for the Book of the Damned.
Correct. And they had to do it, but at the same time, you were losing me. You were losing me the longer it went, and them dancing around. I get that they had to do it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I kind of want this to be over already. Take me back to modern day 2027, whatever year we're in the MCU.
Well, that's the thing, is that I feel they give you the flashback, they give you the reveal of the witch's wrath. I think Apex is watching it right now. That's funny. But then from here, the rest of the finale is pretty lukewarm. She comes back as a ghost, which I didn't see coming, her being Ghost Agatha. They have a little tit back and forth about, Billy doing everything all along. He's about to banish her, and they say, that's a bad idea. You're actually a good person. Billy, you're not a murderer. Well, Billy dealing with the, what's the word? I don't know. He's just having that
The guilt
crisis, the guilt that he killed them ultimately, which he did.
Yes, he did.
Agatha puts it blatantly.
It's like Agatha's like, I was gonna kill them all in my basement.
I was gonna kill him, right? And so I don't know. This episode, there, as a whole, I think the finale is good, but it's because there are individual pieces in each episode that build towards the whole. But like this final like 10 minutes,
It, yeah, the final 10 minutes are kind of.
yeah, I mean, cool. They're a coven of two. Witch Agatha and Billy Maximoff gonna go find Tommy. That's her purpose in life, to help this kid along.
And then Jen.
How many people can see this ghost?
I'm telling you right now, Jen will. I'm sure Jen will
I'm free. I'm free.
Don't know what you're.
She's hunting Mephisto. She's gonna hunt Mephisto.
I doubt it. I don't think Mephisto's involved.
I will have my revenge.
I don't think he's involved. I don't think.
I think she's go. I don't know. I think she's flying somewhere.
Nope. Nope.
Was she not flying at the end?
She's flying, but I don't think she's going to feed.
She's flying with purpose.
Mephisto.
She's flying with purpose. She's now
going back to her shop.
With powers? She was already running the shop without powers. She's clearly gonna do something else.
Now she can maximize.
Dumb. Maximoff.
But who the fuck is Billy? I'm Tommy. Where's Tommy?
And drowning in a pool somewhere.
No, he's alive. Tommy's in him.
Well, I mean, he was drowning in a pool. He's probably
Correct.
getting CPR treatment as they're,
And then he wakes up and says, Billy.
Hey.
Will that be explored in the Vision series slated for 2026?
Wow, you know what? I feel like you'd probably see Jen in that. That's probably the next time you would realistically see someone like Jen.
I mean, I guess the question is, Loki, when Loki ended, they said, oh, yeah, Loki's getting a season 2. I don't think you necessarily get Agatha All Along season 2 because
Vision.
Well, Agatha, but also Agatha's story's done.
Is done. Yeah, Agatha's story is done. Now it's Billy's story.
Right.
So if anything, it's like you would do if it's like a sequel, it's like Billy All Along. Or Wiccan All Along.
Yeah, kind of.
Like Wiccan All Along.
But they got to drop that All Along bit. They got to do something different.
Wiccan. They can just call it Wiccan.
Just call it It's Over.
Wiccan and Speed. Wiccan. Maybe that'll be the 4th series. The Vision series, then Wiccan and Speed.
Sign me
It's
off.
really up in the air from here.
Yeah.
Well, that's your show.
That's your show.
Yeah.
The question is, where do you rank it amongst your?
Man, I don't.
Amongst your top. Does this break your top 3 MCU? Let's make it simple. Top 3 MCU shows. Does it break into your top 3?
MCU shows.
Let's keep it simple. MCU shows.
I know it breaks top 5. Pretty sure it breaks top 5.
Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to think about what's in that top 5. For me personally,
I mean, I already know what's in there for you.
What's in there?
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
WandaVision. In no particular order.
Right.
Falcon, Soldier Boy, Man.
Yeah, probably Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yep.
I don't know if this is breaking top 5, because now I'm trying to think of like the actual MCU shows that are left. I mean, not what if.
There's not many.
Yeah.
Nah, it probably wouldn't be what if.
Honestly,
I'm thinking
probably Hawkeye.
No, I like Hawkeye. I really do like Hawkeye.
I'm just trying to think of like what's remaining, because there's only like.
But that it'd be Agatha, because the only thing that's left from there's Loki, What If,
Secret Invasion,
I Am Groot, Secret Invasion, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel,
Echo.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's probably my top 5. Yeah.
I
mean, technically, X-Men. You do
Now,
what you want with this. some people are saying X-Men 97 is part of the MCU.
No, completely separate.
Even on
completely
Disney Plus,
separate.
if you pull up the Disney Plus, like the MCU timeline, X-Men 97's on that. I don't know what to think.
Multiverse, I guess. Sure.
But I think it might break into my top 5. I think like my top 3, I know it's like Moon Knight, WandaVision, and Loki. And I think like 4 and 5 would likely be Captain America, like Falcon Winter Soldier,
Right.
and maybe this one.
Mm.
I think because it's like the other ones is like Secret Invasion. It's like Secret Invasion, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Echo. Those 4 are absolute ass. Like
What?
absolute ass.
So Echo. So okay, Agatha is Marvel Television. Echo is Marvel Spotlight.
All right. Listen, it's still all Marvel Studios, but yes. The banner on Echo is going to be Marvel Spotlight. The next Marvel Spotlight show that I know is going to be the Wonder Man series, is also Marvel Spotlight.
Okay. So, that said, do you want a Jen Marvel Spotlight series?
No.
Okay.
Jen is a tertiary character.
You could say that the same thing about Echo. Did we
Echo
want
is
Echo?
a tertiary character. No. No.
So maybe this is where they shove the characters that people don't want to see again.
Listen, the difference between Jen and Echo is that Echo sought to highlight a culture, a character with a diverse background with comic book origins. Jen has comic book origins too, but her comic book origins aren't centered around, well, she wasn't black in the comics. So I don't see kind of the mindset of Echo being used for a Jen show. Jen is fine where she is as a third-party character that could show up like Jimmy Woo or Darcy. I think you are good to have characters like that.
I honestly don't need Jen back.
You
don't need anybody back. You don't need Jimmy Woo back. You don't need Darcy back.
You do. You need to use the character so you could say, I know that reference. That's from Thor.
I think you have a more creative show if you utilize characters that are already pre-existing.
So you have to throw in Jen.
Listen, I'm sure in Daredevil Born Again, in their writing, they said, man, we really need an Iranian, right? They're Iranian, right?
Who's Iranian?
Oh, they're Pakistani.
Miss Marvel. Oh, no, they're Pakistani. Sorry. We really need a Pakistani dude to play this part in Daredevil. Wait a minute. Don't we already have a Pakistani man in another Marvel show?
There.
Mid-Marvel.
The point is, you see, they probably said that, and they said, let's see what we can pull out of our treasure trove. Jen is a character that you could pull out the treasure trove. Whether you want her or not, that's where she needs to stay.
Hey, we need Spider-Man to go into a candle shop to buy a gift for MJ. Oh. Who did we have in our Marvel catalog that had a candle shop?
Yes, I think that works.
Dumb.
I think that works. Make it like a comic book. A comic book has all these characters having these chance run-ins, and they don't even have to be significant. They all inhabit the East Coast, apparently. Except for whoever's on the West. But I think it's fine having her as a character like that. But, you know, Billy and Agatha, again, I think the Vision show is going to be hyper-focused on Vision, so I doubt we'll be intercutting between them on that show. So I don't know. I don't know where they come back.
Is that you, Dad?
Dad?
I don't even know you.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to try to make some connectivity with the Vision series. Like, have the Vision series connect with, you know, the stuff that happened here in Agatha. I want to know who can see the ghost. One. I want to know... I mean, really, that's it.
Well, there's some other threads, because remember, Nicholas Scratch was in that room still with them.
Yep.
In what room?
Now, the trial, the fourth trial, the third trial, the
Oh, the one
third
with the
trial,
Ouija board.
the
Yeah.
Ouija board. Now, is it all in Billy's head, or was he actually there? Is Nicholas Scratch a key player still, or
Or was that all in Billy's head?
right?
Hmm.
I think that's a question mark that's kind of unanswered still. Because now part of me is like, I mean, I know Billy studied up on Agatha, but spitting image of her mom, I don't know. I feel there's some threads here.
Suspend your
Well,
disbelief.
to be fair, to be honest, like Billy could read Agatha's mind, and you can just see, and he could just see her mom. If
Right,
like if you read her mind,
right. I don't know. I feel that is a thread that I would like further explained. If I am to just take it as Billy's head, then sure. But I feel there's enough room there. If they were trying to do something more, there might be something more.
Are we gonna see Death again in any capacity, or is she limited to just the witches stuff?
she has to appear in like later.
Yeah.
She has to appear, especially.
Uh,
I'm sorry, like Aubrey Plaza death with Ryan Reynolds dead.
Oh, they're not going to let go of Aubrey Plaza. I'll tell you that much.
It's like again, like, but that chemistry is gonna be really good.
that would be kind of
I-
funny. Actually,
I
no,
mean,
that'd be really funny. That'd be really funny.
I mean, death is all encompassing. I don't think she's only attributed to witches and witchcraft. So now, obviously, she's more of a spiritual character. So I think Secret Wars will be very telling simply because if they go the route of the comics where the Beyonder can just pick entities from whenever, wherever, you know, and well, the villains try to get the omnipotent power of the Beyonder. I don't know if the Beyonder will bring other beings with omnipotent power, such as death, to where maybe the villains try to get their powers. I think we'll see her again.
I guess.
Again, it's a sandbox. Play.
I guess.
Play with Toys. Marvel. Marvel references.
Now, hold up. Do you want to talk about the greater Marvel now since they, gave us their lineup for 2025?
It's oversaturated. That's all I can say.
Are you excited for any of the projects? Do we need to list out these projects one by one? Here,
Start
I
with
got
the
you.
movies first. Just do movies first.
Fine. Movies. First up is Captain Falcon
No.
and Captain America Brave New World.
No.
Wow, that's
What-
rude.
Don't. It looks like ass. Second,
Thunderbolts.
looks like ass. 3,
Fantastic Four. You don't know nothing. You saw some set
I
photos.
saw some set photos. That trailer needs to hit. That trailer really, really, really needs to hit.
I'm telling you right now, they're about to do something wacky with Fantastic Four. It's a 60s. It's set in the 60s.
They're definitely
it's-
risking a lot with what they're trying to do. And I get why, because you already had 2 films that tried to establish like a new origin story for Fantastic Four. They're like, we don't want to do the same thing again. So they're doing, the homecoming route with Fantastic Four.
They're taking it very retro.
Right. So out of all those, mild interest in Fantastic Four just to see what the hell it even is. No to Captain America, no to Thunderbolts. What's the shows?
You have a problem.
What's the show?
That's
It doesn't look good. Did you see the trailer? Did we watch the same trailer?
For which one?
For
Captain America?
I'm assuming that's the one you're gravitating
Captain
to.
America looks good.
It looks
I'm
like
telling you right
looks
now.
like straight ass, but sure.
Black History Month drop. We will be there.
You don't think that's a tactic?
Of course, it's a tactic. It's a black Captain America.
They're playing to your sensibilities.
Yes, marketing is important.
They're like, ooh, February, 15 out of 10.
You need to stop. This is the same reason why Agatha came out during spooky season, because it makes sense.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday.
It's marketing. It's marketing is what it is.
Okay, shows.
Spider-Man.
Looks like ass.
What's the name of this Spider-Man?
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
It looks like ass.
It looks like ass.
Yes. I'm gonna give it a
I,
chance.
I will still watch
I don't
it.
like the animation.
The animation, that they need to give me a trailer, because that 5-second snippet that we got where he like gives that kid a concussion with a brick.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that looked like her.
That looked like he probably killed him. I'm just saying. Have you ever been hit outside the head with a brick?
I haven't.
Animation looks like ass. It really looks like ass.
The animation looks daring, but you're right. I need to see kind of
a trailer. I need to see it fluid.
I need to see it move. I don't need a 5-second clip. I gotta see how it moves.
Second.
Well, sticking to animated projects, Eyes of Wakanda.
Is that animated the same way as What If?
It looks to be more animated. Looks like a specific studio.
Wait.
I don't think it's the same studio
as the way it was. If anything, okay, because the animated shows were Eye of Wakanda, it was Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Marvel Zombies, What If? Was there another animated one, or were those the 4?
No, I think
nope.
Those were,
that's it. What If?
Animated.
What If comes out this year? The end of this year.
So Eyes of Wakanda. The animation style, I found it to be very similar to Twilight of the Gods. Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods.
Oh, interesting. I haven't watched
Found it
that
to
yet.
be very, very, very similar to that. Like, at least in that little snippet that I got. Like, I would need to see the snippet again to confirm or just say, like, hey, I was wrong. I think of the anime of the movies, the one I think I'm most excited is Fantastic Four. Captain America, I'm like neither super excited nor like nah. I'm like, okay. Thunderbolts, I'm not excited. Of the series, the ones I'm excited of.
Well, hold on. Did we list all the series?
I gave you the animated projects. So the live action projects include Daredevil Born Again.
Excited about that. Yes.
That has the most to lose because they have the bar had already been set.
The bar is set.
So
the bar is high.
They have everything right.
Yeah,
they have,
and that leaked trailer, which I don't think is public yet. But there's a trailer floating around from D23 or I don't know, something recent. That trailer looked really good. Yeah. That was a really, really good and it gave a lot of Netflix Daredevil vibes. Like, wow, they actually just watching that trailer, I'm like, wow, I think they got it. I think they understood the assignment.
I think that was the big worry of Daredevil,
as it should.
Like, what is Disney going to do with this? Are they going to like tone it down? Because what made Daredevil to this day, like I'm just gonna say a Marvel show, not MCU, Marvel show. To this day, the best Marvel show is Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil.
Sure.
Like to this day, I'm not saying MCU, Marvel.
No, I probably could agree. Yeah.
And like that bar is so freaking high. And what made it extraordinary was like one, the writing, the story, the characters, the action. And like how brutal it was. Like that still to this day, one of the best fighting sequences I've seen. That super, super long scene. I think it's in like the second episode of the first season or the second season. It just continues
one shot. It in each season.
Each season has
it's like one shot.
It's the hallway scene you're referring to.
The hallway scene.
The hallway scene. And then I think season 2 is the Punisher prison riot.
Yeah.
And then season 3 is Daredevil trying to escape the prison. I'm sorry, it's Matt Murdock in the prison. and he's trying to get out of the prison, where it's like one shot. But I'm not worried about the brutality because if Echo is supposed to be your lead-in to
No, exactly.
Daredevil,
But I think it's like they have to capture the essence of one.
well, they got to capture everything. So
and that show did get like a total creative reboot, like
Yes, it did
in the production.
last
So it's
year.
like we have to see. It's like, was the creative reboot, was it for the good, for the good? That maybe they saw, like Kevin Feige and folks saw, hey, you're not capturing the essence of what the show is supposed to be, or that they took it in a totally new direction, and we'll see.
There's also a lot of fan service going on. The fans campaign to bring back Karen and Foggy.
As you should. Like, they were great characters.
Well, I didn't understand why they would ever consider leaving them out if this was
they were
supposed
so pivotal.
to be.
They were so pivotal to Matt Murdock.
So yeah, they got him back, and then the Punisher, they saw that his role was quite loved, and don't know if he'll get a show, but I'm glad he's
at least
active
here.
Participant. Right, he's here. So
honestly, out of all of the projects, whether it's a show or a movie, that's probably the one that I'm actually most excited for.
And that's why I said quarter one's going to be huge. So Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, and Daredevil are all quarter one projects. So I think that's going to be their strongest, with Daredevil and Captain America alone, and then Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Yeah. Spider-Man's going to draw in viewers regardless because it is Spider-Man.
But like I agree with Dr. J's. They need to give us a trailer, because that animation that I saw there,
that's fine. But Spider-Man, name alone,
Spider-Man always reels people in, but that animation, man.
Yeah.
Kids don't care.
We'll see.
I'm not talking I'm not talking about the kids. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm not talking about like money aspect. I'm not talking about that.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm just saying they're gonna get it back.
Animation.
So after quarter one, what's quarter two?
So quarter two,
Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts.
No, Thunderbolts and Ironheart. Ironheart's the show that is gonna
Ironheart
close out quarter two.
That's gonna be ass.
I'm gonna say this: the CGI and the suit look better than the trash in Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah,
based off that
way
trailer,
better. They fixed that.
I was like, wow, good job. I was really worried because I just rewatched Wakanda Forever.
Of course,
man,
you did.
Oh man,
of course you did.
I just gotta say, like, there are thousands and thousands.
I've never rewatched it.
I love rewatching 3-hour movies.
It's not a 3-hour movie, but I had never rewatched it. That was my first time rewatching it ever, and it's been 2 years since it's come out.
God, so why do you always need to rewatch every movie?
Because I have a newfound perspective after reading my Holy Bible back there. So
disgusting. All right. Was that it? Quarter two?
Marvel Zombies.
Just go down the list. Go down the list.
We already said Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, and then last is Wonder Man. Now, Wonder Man, I had no idea they were so far along on that project.
I'm indifferent. I don't know what to. Wonder Man is interesting just because it looks like that was like the actor, right? That's gonna play Wonder Man, but it looks like they're trying to spin it as like not like as like an actual hero piece.
I have no idea what they're doing with Wonder Man.
I don't know,
because
for me, what they showed is like, oh no, this is not gonna be like a superhero show. I don't know if this is like a gag that they're doing to be like,
it looks like to be a superhero show within a superhero show.
Right. Or I don't know if they're just doing a gag to say like, hey, we don't have anything ready yet. So here's our little thing of Wonder Man.
But no, but that is him because his character.
No, yeah. I know it's him. I know it's him, but I just didn't know if they're showing us that as we haven't even started filming Wonder Man, but here you go. Here's a little like gag of something, or if they're actually saying this is actually what Wonder Man is gonna be. Like it's this guy playing the role of Wonder Man and auditioning. I don't know if they're trying to do something like that. If they do that, daring. That is daring.
That's
I
daring.
mean,
I don't know if
I don't know if it's gonna be
pan out.
good, but daring.
listen, you know it's going to be good because your boy Trevor Slattery is back. Ben Kingsley from Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah,
you
I
see
did
him in
see
the
him.
trailer?
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah,
He
I
was
saw
driving
him.
like a little golf cart or something.
Come on, he's great. I'm
I
the
mean, he is.
Mandarin. Come on, he's great.
Sure,
We love him.
I guess.
But we also love Yaya, if you know Yaya. Did you ever watch the Watchmen series?
No,
Wow.
I
So you
didn't.
only know this guy as Black Manta, huh?
Black Manta. Oh, I didn't
That's
see
Black
I
Manta.
didn't see Aquaman 2.
He's in both Aquamans.
I don't remember him from Aquaman 1. I remember the brother being the villain.
Did you see that movie twice, Dark Grandmaster?
You don't need to see it
I
twice.
watched
Black
these
Manta,
movies 8 times. That's what I remember everyone.
All African Americans look alike. I can't recall. I can't tell if that's Black Manta or Jen from Agatha.
Who said that?
You are implying.
How am I
that.
saying that? I said I don't remember him in the movie.
Nope. But
I
got
thought the
you.
brother was the actual villain of Aquaman
Nope.
1.
I know your game. I know your type.
You're problematic.
Nope. The point is, Yaya is a great actor.
The point is, 2025, they're entering oversaturation.
2025, they are finishing out the projects that were all greenlit under the Chapnick era. Because it looks like they're all done. So they're going to be rolling them out. And then I think in 2026, the only thing it's slated for 2026 right now that I know of.
Secret Wars?
No. Doomsday.
Doomsday and Vision, right?
Vision, I think, is still up in the air, but confirmed is Spider-Man 4. And that was just recently confirmed.
And you know what's
No.
not confirmed? Blade.
Funny enough,
Apparently,
I think,
Blade is gonna appear in Marvel Zombies.
Oh my god.
well, a version of Blade.
A version of Blade.
Yeah, and it's unknown if that version of Blade is going to be played by Mahershala.
Let's hope, because they get most of the actors to come and do the what if roles.
Right.
So
that's in an alternate timeline. I think we would have already gotten Blade by now, because I think originally Blade was supposed to come out like either
Blade is going to be the
year,
gambit of the MCU.
either this year or last year. I think was the original date for Blade.
I think Blade originally was supposed to come out this year, 2024, November. Sorry.
Like Blade is going to be the gambit of the MCU, the movie that never took off.
The movie.
As of right now, shaping up to be,
which is sad because I was kind of excited for that movie.
I mean, there's a couple of projects that seem to keep getting pushed back or are in limbo. Armored Wars, we have not.
Granted, the thing is that Armor Wars, I think no one asked for it, and then after the ending of Secret Invasion,
now no one wants it.
What the hell are you gonna do with Armor Wars?
I mean, I think Armor Wars was already in the plans without it necessarily having to connect to Secret Invasion.
No, but I know, but it's like now that Secret Invasion, especially that freaking ending.
Well, I think actually given Rhodey's position at the end of that that show actually gives his character some room to do some exploration, because if he was truly taken, from when was he taken? He would have been taken.
He was taken after Civil War, right after Civil War.
Right, he fell.
Right,
and then he got replaced.
Yes.
Which means there's a lot of actual story you can do with Rhodey playing catch up with the world, where the Iron Man race is, because I'm sure Ironheart would be dumb to not include Ironheart in the Armored Wars story somehow. So I think there's story there, but just
I'm
that's
just,
one. That's it's in
I
limbo.
think it's like I'm just not excited for Ironheart or Iron Wars.
I don't think you have to be excited for either, because I'm not excited really for Daredevil, Captain America. Those are like the two I have excitement for.
Not even
Everything
Fantastic
else,
Four?
I got nothing to go off of other than a cast.
Off
Okay.
what?
Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Yeah, I got nothing
yeah.
to go off of. Spider-Man, I am curious what they'll do with Spider-Man. You know the premise?
I actually do not.
Freshman year Spider-Man.
No, that's what it originally was. It was originally that freshman year idea.
But I think he is in his like high school. Like this is like
Yeah, no,
early
he's in
school.
high school, but it's a different universe. And in
Yeah.
this universe, instead of Tony Stark being his mentor,
Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn is his mentor.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they showcase some of those scenes where like Tony was like with Peter's Aunt May in the MCU, and then they just swap it with Norman Osborn now is the Tony in those scenes.
I think that's a interesting take, and I'm curious to where they go with that.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see.
Oversaturation. I don't need that many Marvel shows and or movies.
Well, I mean, looking at it, I think it is spread out pretty evenly. You know, Daredevil is your series between March and June. So I think that's a nice
This-
gap. This is nothing like 2021.
which is wait,
2021 was the most 2021 was the most saturated we've ever had.
2021
Do I need
what was
Should I break it down for you?
go ahead.
Shows first. WandaVision, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, and I guess I Am Groot. 6 shows. Movies.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi.
Black Widow. Yeah, and almost all these movies came out in
Black Widow,
quarter 3 or quarter 4.
Shang-Chi, go ahead.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
That's just one more project than what we have right now. There's 9
Yeah.
projects right now for 2025.
You
just
yeah,
listed
but
10.
4 movies
Okay, it's 3
4
movies, but
is a lot. But the
This-
series, I think, is where the imbalance happens. The series,
well, I mean, yeah,
it's
is,
harder
because
It's harder to keep up with the series than it is a movie.
and that's a problem because there's 3 months in all of 2025 where you're not getting a Marvel show. Remember in 2022 when we were covering episode by episode every series, by the time one series was done, either a movie was about to come out or we were covering another MCU series. It's
Which I
just-
think they spread it out now.
It's still the same. You just get 3 months that are different.
I don't think it's exactly look.
It's
like
not
Spider-Man,
exactly the same. It's not exactly the same, but
this feels they took a note. They didn't take the quantity note, but they took a note about where to place them.
I don't know. I feel like there are gonna be repercussions for doing this again in 2025, and you're gonna see the effect of it into 2026.
I don't see this as demanding simply because Spider-Man, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies is actually specifically Wonder Man, because again, the Marvel spotlight, the idea is there might not be, nor will they play to a greater connectivity. So I think those shows, if you really want to opt out, you probably can. The ones you probably will have to watch for the greater story, well, Captain America for sure, Daredevil, Thunderbolts, Ironheart, Fantastic Four, which is 5 of the shows. Everything else seems to be relatively skip it or own bubble or skip it if you want. So it seems they're learning somewhat, but again,
not taking
I
into
feel
account their average Marvel viewer that doesn't know which ones are MCU, which one is Marvel Spotlight. They just see Marvel.
Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to tell them.
Because of that, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, I can't watch what's it called? Fantastic Four, because I haven't watched Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Captain America and Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies comes out later, but it creates this confusion, and that's how you get your bombs. That's how you get your bombs in the box office. People get tired. People stop going to them because they think that I'm not gonna watch the Marvels because I didn't watch Secret Invasion, and these 3 other movies that came out in the same year, in the same time frame.
I
I'm
don't
just
want to jump the
saying,
gun, but I'm not
I
predicting any bombs
I
from these films.
I I think one. Well, no, wait. What two? I think 2 of those films are gonna bomb. I think 2 of those films are gonna bomb.
I don't see
For
it.
2025, 2 of them are
I
gonna
don't see
bomb.
it. I don't see it.
For very different reasons.
I think if anything, maybe one will bomb, and not even. I'm not even 100% sure, right? I think if the one that for me would bomb is the Thunderbolts.
I think Thunderbolts is
I'm,
gonna bomb. Mind you, this is not me saying I want them to bomb. I don't want any of them to bomb. I don't care if they're financial successes or not. I'm just saying I can almost guarantee you 2 of those 3 films from 2025 are going to bomb.
I would say I think Fantastic Four has the steepest competition for when it comes out because if I'm not mistaken, it's going head to head with Superman Legacy.
Oh yeah, that is in July. That is in
What?
July.
Oh,
Yeah. I forgot
Th-
that it comes out the same month as Superman.
well, I could have sworn last time I checked, I could have sworn it was the same week.
Was it not the same day? Wasn't like July 25th, 2025? Or
So July 25th is Fantastic Four. Superman Legacy is slated July 11th. So Superman's got a 2 weeks ahead of it. So never mind. I think one of them moved to not be in competition, which I think is smart. Or you could have done a Barbenheimer. I would have liked
no,
to
they
see a
don't want to.
Barbenheimer.
No, because they don't want to risk that just because they're 2 similar films in the sense that they're both comic book films. So you're gonna
and
pull away one
they're
from the other. Versus Barbenheimer, it's 2 very different genres of films. You're gonna see both of them because it's 2 different audiences.
yeah.
I think the competition could have bred success on both ends, but
Oh
I
God,
understand.
no.
I understand.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
understand. Ultimately, I think Fantastic Four would have lost to Superman. Um, but they got the space now. Um, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, 2025, we're going to be busy.
Smokescreen has the hot take that he doesn't think any of them are going to bomb.
Smoke screen can't be
Let's.
the smoke
It
screen,
is
is it?
the smokescreen. The smokescreen. Go
Smoke
ahead.
screen.
So I'm
Dr.
I'm
Jace. Dr. Jace
uh,
doesn't understand how our folks are gonna you know come
our
through
folks.
for Captain America
You better buy 5
February.
tickets for yourself. For yourself. Meaning you're going to go 5 times
He doesn't
minimum.
believe that our people will show
Wait,
up
wait.
for
I
Captain
Grandmaster,
America.
did you cry in the trailer? Brave New World.
Hold up. Don't be talking about trailers like that. Completely different. All right. One is emotionally charged. One
So
is just cool.
here. Dr. Mondo says one of them's going to bomb. I think 2 of them are going to bomb. How many do you think? Zero? Oh, well, I
I
guess
don't think
Smokescreen thinks 0,
I
but do
I
you
don't think any of them are gonna bomb. Just because 2024, what we had Deadpool and Wolverine, right?
correct?
I think we've had enough of a calm right now to where the what is it? The
Oversaturation,
no, there's the other word, fatigue. I think the fatigue
fatigue.
has waned a bit. All right. To where folks will be, you know, willing and more excited to go back at this point. But we'll
We'll
see.
see.
I mean,
It's only a couple
I
months
think
away.
if anything, movies in general have been not pulling in the numbers like they used to, you know. Uh, so we'll see if there is a true issue with film and theatrical releases and people going, or if Marvel fatigue, superhero fatigue is still rampant. We'll find out. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine would say otherwise, but it
That's a
was the only one
very
this year.
right. And it was already gonna pull numbers just given
Yeah.
what it is. Not necessarily like, oh, there's been enough time, we can breathe. So
No,
yeah.
I think, and again, like I think the one that would bomb for me is the Thunderbolts, and I can be wrong. But yeah, like 9 projects is a lot, but I do understand what you're saying that a lot of them are kind of like these standalone little things, right? But I also agree with Dr. Jace that the normal Marvel viewer does not know this,
They
and they're
don't.
gonna get frustrated. And again, I hope that the projects are good, especially Daredevil, because that's the one I'm very excited for.
That has the most. That's probably the one I have my bar set the highest. Where
And like that one, it's like I'm gonna be, if they don't hit that bar, I'm gonna be bad.
The bar's already been set. They got the most going for it.
Yeah. And Fantastic Four, I think it's actually gonna be good. I think that one's gonna be good. Also, it's like Pedro Pascal hasn't missed the mark yet. I'm just gonna say that.
he has not that I can
Pedro
remember.
Pascal has
None that I can recall.
He has not missed the
Right.
mark. The guy, anything that he's in is good, is really freaking good. So
You're setting him up, though. You're setting him up. Fantastic Four has a history with theatrical films being not great. Yeah.
No, it does. I know it does. But
Are you saying he could break the curse, break the Fantastic Four
I think
curse?
if there's someone who can break the curse, it's Pedro Pascal. I believe in
I think
him.
that's why they brought him. He's like, he's such a heartthrob.
He's the hit maker right now.
Right. You cast him in anything that like he is the
He's gonna be
pull.
good.
He is the pull, and I've yet to see him in anything bad. So I would be shocked if Fantastic Four is ass. But you never know. They're taking a lot of risk with what they want to do with that particular movie. So,
But you know what? I'm fine with those risks.
I'm fine with them. Yeah. I mean, go for it if they have the vision. I'm just hoping audiences actually, enjoy whatever it is, whatever daring avenue they're trying to pitch that show in. Or I'm sorry, not the show, the movie in. So we'll see.
Well, I'll say this: it is Matt Shackman who is directing the film, and he is mostly credited for WandaVision. He directed every single episode of WandaVision. So Jack Schaefer wrote and created WandaVision, and Matt Shackman brought it to life. So, if he's able to capture that aesthetic in WandaVision, whatever aesthetic he's going for in Fantastic Four, I think he'll probably do it and make it work.
We shall see.
However that looks. Not sure how that looks.
But Dr. Jace and I will be here to call quality and to call trash.
Yeah, so will I. But I'm more or less going to have fun with every project.
Oh, real quick, Kevin Davis put his bid into the thing into the chat. Thunderbolts will do approximately 400 to 500 mil, and Brave New World will do 700 to 900. I don't think it's getting close to a bill. I'm sorry. I really don't.
I think
I really don't. I don't know. That's just me.
Well,
that's just me.
I think the big issue here, they haven't released the budget for Captain America.
Yeah, we're not gonna know until release.
Well, with these budget increases, the return has to be so much higher. So
right. Right.
I feel accurate. Yeah, Thunderbolts, I don't think is passing 700 mil, but I don't think it's pulling less than 400. Yeah, I think it's gonna sit in that 400, 700 range.
We'll have to see
Also,
what that budget
man,
is.
actually, the Thunderbolts really worries me. I don't think anybody cares about any of those characters.
I am telling you, I think 2 of these movies
Well,
are going
well.
to bomb.
The only character in the Thunderbolts that are like, I think that people care about, Bucky and Yelena.
So they care about them, but last time you saw Yelena was Hawkeye, so that's 2021. Last time you saw Bucky was Captain America and the Winter Soldier. There's a giant gap between the last live action appearances of those characters to where I feel people are slowly forgetting them.
Yeah, the Thunderbolts is one of them. I think it's the movie that I'm just like, of the 3, I think the least excited.
Not to mention their whole roster is relatively characters that we have not seen for a very long time, to where I don't know where people stand with them.
Do
I have no idea.
want to see Ghost?
I was gonna say I have no idea what people think of Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
She was the villain of that movie, and that's probably I think that's all people attribute to her.
Yeah, but I think they forgot.
I think
she's gonna pop up, and
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, "Oh, she looks familiar."
I remember her. I thought she died.
And then again, I hate the fact that 3 of the characters are just off-brand Captain Americas: Bucky, U.S. Agent, and Red
Taskmaster?
Guardian. No, Red Guardian.
Isn't Taskmaster in there, or
Well,
no?
Taskmaster is too, but I wouldn't say Taskmaster is a knockoff.
Yeah, I think it's
Captain
like
America.
you have characters that are very similar.
I don't think that roster's fun.
They're trying to pull their Suicide Squad. This is their Suicide Squad. This is their Suicide Squad.
No, Suicide Squad
It-
or the Suicide Squad?
What do you think is the David Ayer Suicide Squad in
That's
MCU?
Suicide. No, that's Suicide Squad, as in no the.
But you're asking me if I think this is Suicide Squad or
When
the
when
Suicide
you say
Squad?
this is their Suicide Squad, which one do you mean?
I mean in general. I'm not referring to one of the DCEU films. I just mean
Oh.
this is their Suicide Squad.
It's definitely their Suicide Squad.
yeah,
Yes,
the
correct.
rejects of the MCU villain roster, more or less, and they have to work
just feel
together. They have to work together.
I feel there's a. I mean, maybe I'm wrong because I'm trying to think of who's actually still alive. I think there's a more interesting Suicide Squad if you just keep your goddamn villains alive and stop killing them at the end of the film. Why the hell is Abomination not part of this roster?
You're asking for too much. He's a
I'm
whole
not.
character. He's a whole character. Context. Context.
I don't care if it's a whole character. That adds levels to that roster.
Levels.
Where is God? If Killmonger was alive, imagine
He needed to
Killmonger a
go.
part
He
of this
needed
team.
to go.
Imagine Killmonger a part of this team. Tell me you don't got a better team already.
I found my daddy with panther claws in his chest.
Okay, exactly. Right. Thank you. You proved my point.
You just wanted to say, I know that reference. I know that reference. Yeah, that's all you want in your movie. That's all you want.
I feel you have a better roster with. I don't know, man. I just feel
honestly,
you got more to pick from if you keep people alive.
Like, honestly, if Loki didn't get his own series, right? If he would have been a great addition to the squad.
Well,
villain Loki.
I don't know about Loki simply because
grounded,
and maybe
grounded characters.
Okay, no,
well, more grounded, but
Yeah.
I guess too. I'm
Fair.
dipping into the. Do you know the Masters of Evil?
I do not actually.
They're more of their. Yeah, they're Doomsday.
They're
the
Legion of
League
Doom.
of
Legion of Doom.
Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Where they're more straight up villains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think Loki has been a part of them before.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. Which Abomination has too. So maybe I'm blurring the line here.
Abomination.
Where's Loki? Sitting holding the timelines together.
The tree of Yggdrasil. Pretty much.
Listen, 2025 is going to be stacked, so we got our work cut out for us. So, but we're going to be there every step of the way.
You are.
You're damn right. I sure will.
Correct.
But I think that is it from us here at the Yonko table, talking the Agatha All Along 2-part finale. Quite the finale. I think we all enjoyed it. You want to drop a score real quick for Agatha as a whole? I'm sitting at an 8.5.
I'll give it 7. 7.
They're gonna come for you. They're gonna come for you.
They can. I praised the parts that I liked, and I criticized the parts that I didn't. I was fair. I was fair to the show. It's a solid 7.
I'll be very
I'm sorry. Only because it doesn't break my top 3. My top 3 for MCU shows doesn't break it. Breaks top 5, but that's because everything below that is actually bad.
Okay.
So it doesn't break top 3. It breaks top 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna be very like precise. I give it like a 7.8.
Just give it the 0.2. Why are you doing?
I don't know.
They're gonna come for y'all. I'm telling you right now.
There's nothing wrong with a 7. A 7 is a good score.
Where's Mr. Lopez? Is Mr. Lopez here?
You better leave him alone.
Oh no.
He's minding.
If
his
he
own
heard
business.
if he heard you give this a 7.8, he would have gone off.
Relax. It's a good
No,
score.
like honestly, again, I like the show. It's in my top 5.
It's in my top.
I think it's like it didn't do sufficiently enough for me to give it an 8, but it's more than a 7 and more than a 7.5. Like it's like scratching like the 8. I think it's like, as I said, like the first 2 episodes I really liked them. Episodes 3 and 4 were a drag for me. 5 was kind of a drag except the ending, and then like after that, like 6, 7, 8, 9, solid. So overall, like very solid show. But there were 3 episodes that were kind of a drag for me to see.
We had one episode where Grandmaster hated it so much he just walked off the show. He was like, screw this. I hate this episode. And he just walked straight off. Like
it's not what happened.
It was bananas. But perspective, better than Secret Invasion. Better.
I think like to be very honest, you don't need to do a lot to be better at Secret Invasion.
It's just bottom of the barrel, just some perspective. Better than Secret Invasion. Better than Miss Marvel. Better than She-Hulk. Better than Hawkeye. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
For me, it's better.
Maybe.
It's better than Hawkeye.
50-50. Go back.
Also, better than Echo.
Again, you're
yes.
Better than Echo's not saying much at all.
No, it's like Echo is like also like bottom of the barrel stuff.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's better than Hawkeye. I did not like Hawkeye. I did not like it.
So a good Marvel show, nonetheless.
Yeah, it's in my top 5.
It's in the top 5. That is respectable.
All right. I mean, it broke all our top 5s. We've all said it's broke our top 5s. Yeah. I think it's deserving of its 8.5 though. That's just me. That's fine. We don't have to be the same. I love a good rug pull. They did it. They gave me what I wanted.
You know what? I'm gonna give it an 8.
Good. Look at say.
Why are we doing 0.8, 0.9, 0.95?
I'll give it an 8.
Because the rug pull. It's the rug pull that gave
I think the rug pull was definitely because last time we were talking, the finale got to deliver because of like last week's episode. I think last week's episode is still better, but the finale delivered. The rug pull was very satisfying for me.
Yes. I think last week we were saying it's got to knock it out the park. I think they got a triple, not necessarily a home run finale. But
like triple. Okay,
I mean, they won the game. I
say they won the game. I would give them a double. I'll give them a double.
I'm gonna give them a triple. The finale got them a triple. So yeah, they still won. Just it wasn't as cool as a win as it could have been.
Yeah.
But honestly, the rug pull made the finale.
I feel
if that rug pull wasn't there, it wouldn't have been the same.
I feel as far as
Hmm.
finales go, the finale that has delivered on all fronts, I would say where I have no issues with the finale was Moon Knight.
And Loki finale season 1.
Oh,
I love
Oh
Loki
yeah,
season
no, not for me. Not for me.
yeah, no.
I
I
like
mean, Loki had a good finale, but
I like. The thing is that again, I'm a Doctor Who fan, and Loki is Marvel's Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, Doctor Who.
relax. I still got to finish the Shooty one.
You're not.
I will. But all right, folks, we closing up shop here on Agatha All Along and everything Marvel. Catch us in 2025. Well, I doubt we're going to cover What If, but definitely
Doubt
we'll
it.
be talking. We'll probably talk Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man premiere at least. So catch us in 2025 for some more Marvel madness. Don't forget to go check out all our earlier pods on anything and all things Marvel, uh, Deadpool, Wolverine, and God, just go back into the trove. You'll find some Marvel madness.
This bashing Echo as well.
Oh God, yeah. Shout out to those folks who joined us in the chat: Smokescreen, Kevin Davis, Like a Spice, and yeah, I think that's about it. And then of course, thank you for those who are listening at home on your various podcast stations: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to us. Thank you for your support, and of course, support across social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, YouTube with Dr. Jace Attorney. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our content. We'll gladly give it to you. So that is it from us here at the Yonko table. I'm your Yonko host, Grandmaster Hoop, fellow Yonko, Dr. Jace Attorney, and Supernova, Dr. Mondo. How shall we close this?
Oh God.
One time for the windy road. You want to do the windy road?
You can do it. Go ahead.
Now I'm gonna do the witches.
Come
road.
on.
Down. Where's the note? Down the road. Feel free to jump in, Dr. Mondo. Down the witch's road. Down the road. Down the witch's road.